Why is Barstool Sports having such a hard time with Bitcoin? This one's titled Ignore Bitcoin at Your Own Risk. And we're going to be talking about a couple different things. We're going to watch a clip from the Barstool Sports guys talking about Bitcoin, talking about what's happened, why it's so hard for them to understand this. We just saw Dave Portnoy, the head guy at Barstool Sports last week, talking about how he keeps missing out on Bitcoin. He's had personal conversations with Michael Saylor. He's bought Bitcoin, he's owned Bitcoin, he's sold Bitcoin, he's lost his Bitcoin, and now he's getting into XRP for some reason. I just don't understand what's going on with these guys. But this was a very interesting clip from a recent show, Pardon My Take, I think it's called, with the Barstool Sports guys. So we're going to watch this. I might interject a couple times, or we'll just talk about it after. But let's bring it up here. Let's see what the Barstool Sports fellas have to say about Bitcoin.
I'm just going to bring this back right now. You think, because Saquon Barkley saying that if he could go back in time, he would like to get paid all in Bitcoin. That has gone up 7x since he started in the NFL. You think?
No, duh.
He basically was like, yeah, I would have rather gotten paid 7 times the amount.
I wonder if the Giants had offered him the contract that they were offering him, but in Bitcoin, if he would have taken that.
Do you guys have any Bitcoin?
I'm heavily leveraged in Doge.
I think I bought a half a Bitcoin in like 2016. I don't know how to get it.
I got the Doge. It's in a wallet somewhere.
I buy a little bit every month.
Yeah.
I have like an automatic.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good for you. That's the way
impressive.
You're supposed to do it.
That's super
Hank.
impressive.
Shout out to my brother.
Okay, a couple different things there. So they're talking about Saquon Barkley, the fact that he took half his salary. I don't know what year this was, but it was a while ago. And as they mentioned there, it's gone up 7x since then. And I think what most people are missing here is not that Bitcoin has gone up 7% or 7 times. I mean, not 7%, 7 times since that contract was signed. But it's the dollar. It's the fiat dollar that's just leaking and losing value every single day. That's what people are missing here. It's not that Bitcoin's this big speculative, volatile investment here. It's just a really good savings account because it defends you against that dollar that's losing value every single day. So Saquon Barkley took half his salary in Bitcoin. Turned out to be a pretty good move. He took a lot of shit for it when he did it. Other guy says he's heavily leveraged in Doge. And then the other guy here, he's saying he's been buying every month. He's been DCAing Bitcoin every month for the last couple of years. And these guys think that he walks on water because he's been doing that. So again, he didn't sell his house to buy Bitcoin. He didn't do anything crazy. He didn't take out a bunch of leverage. He didn't do anything crazy here. All he's been doing is taking some of his profits every month from working, doing podcasts, however they earn money, taking the profits, the after expense amount, and putting into Bitcoin every month. And these guys are talking to him like he's a god. But this is the easiest strategy. This is what every single person should be doing, is just taking whatever you have left over every month and putting it into Bitcoin. That is your savings account. And if you need it, you can spend some of it. It's not an investment. People are thinking about this the wrong way. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not an investment. It's a savings account.
That's actually really impressive.
Hank's the richest guy at
How did you
Barstool.
do that?
My brother told me to set it up.
Teach me how you did that.
Well, if
That's so smart.
I
Up
don't know how to do any of
37%.
that stuff.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
sick.
good.
that's a really smart thing you did.
Damn, are you?
That might be smartest thing you've ever done.
My brother's a smart guy.
Yeah.
This was like 4 years ago at Christmas.
He was just
That's
like
sick.
a little bit of Bitcoin every single month. Because I do the thing where if it goes up, I'm like, can't buy it now. And then if it drops, I'm like, oh, I got to buy all of it right now, which you're not supposed to do.
Oh, I do. If it goes up, I'm like, I missed it. If it goes down, this is the end of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if he misspoke there, but he said that that's not what you're supposed to do. That's literally what you're supposed to do. When it's going up, you get some. When it's going down, you buy even more. But he said that that's a dumb strategy. And then the other guy here with the glasses, the Doge guy, he says that he's the opposite, where when it's going up, he thinks he's missed it. And then when it's going down, he thinks Bitcoin's dead, which I think that probably 99% of people share that same thing. I don't know if this guy misspoke or if he just didn't really understand what he's saying, but that's like a good strategy, what this guy just said.
My brother's a smart guy.
Yeah.
This was like 4 years ago at Christmas.
He was just
That's
like
sick.
little bit of Bitcoin every single month. Because I do the thing where if it goes up, I'm like, can't buy it now. And then if it drops, I'm like, oh, I got to buy all of it right now, which you're not supposed to do.
Oh, I do. If it goes up, I'm like, I missed it. If it goes down, this is the end of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So my bottom line is I just never buy it. I did have a guy in 2012 tell me you should buy this Bitcoin stuff, and it was like $80.
So I feel like that's a lot of people. A lot of people go through that exact same thing. I don't know why it is. It's a psychological thing. But the point is that people have this paralysis where they, again, when it's going up, they think they missed it. When it's going down, they think that something's wrong with Bitcoin. The whole disconnect there is the understanding of Bitcoin. They haven't taken the time and the energy to actually learn what this asset is and why you should be holding it, why you should be storing your time and energy in Bitcoin. And then the other thing that he said there was that, what did he say?
2012.
Oh yeah. Everybody has their, somebody told me about Bitcoin back in 2012. Literally every time I speak to somebody about Bitcoin, that's kind of the first thing that they start with. I say, well, how'd you get introduced to Bitcoin? When did you buy your first amount of Bitcoin? When did you buy your first sats? And they said, well, I heard about it back in 2015. My coworker told me about it back in 2014. And it's like, everybody has that story. But again, back in 2012, 2014, 2015, it wasn't anything. It was just an idea at that point. But since, January 2024, when Larry Fink announced that they were buying Bitcoin, it's a legitimate thing now. And nobody really knew it was going to play out for sure, but it's a whole different asset today than it was back then. And most people who had Bitcoin back then, when they start their Bitcoin story, they would have lost it anyways. They would have lost the keys to it. They might have had it on exchange like Mt. Gox, which got taken or hacked. Anything could have happened, or they would have seen it go from $100 to $500 and, took profits. They made 5X. I'm going to take some profits here. So it's such a poor excuse that everybody has, is like, I first heard about Bitcoin. It's like, it doesn't matter. You're in 2025. You're lucky enough to be alive right now when you can still trade fake dollars for sats. That's all you should be focused on. That's it. It doesn't matter when you first heard about it.
Tell me you should buy this Bitcoin stuff, and it was like $80. And I bought some energy stock that went to zero.
There's some stories about that. There was like a guy
in 2016 in our office. Like,
yeah,
I remember Lewis and I used to make fun of Lewis and Caleb so much because Caleb didn't have a lot of money and put all of it in Bitcoin, and then would be like, I have no money, and I would always give him shit. And then 6 years later, he's like, yeah, that worked out.
I feel like Doge is going to take Bitcoin over at some point.
I saw
Quiggs has the best story here.
Oh yeah, he got paid, right?
No,
He has a hard drive. Or
he used to use Bitcoin to pay for fake IDs, like back in high school, and he had an extra $100 that was just left over in the account, and it's worth millions now, but he just can't get back on.
Oh, he's got to get someone to help him.
It was in high school. It was because that was the easiest way. It was the only untraceable way to use the dark web. And it's just out there.
I would think about that all day. Every single day. I would just sit in a room thinking to myself, one of these moments, I'm just going to remember the password.
It's like the whole moral of the story here, and I'll probably talk about this in a little bit too, but it's like, yes, that happened. That was X amount of years ago, X amount of Bitcoin. He's locked out. Maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't. But these guys are saying I would spend the rest of my life every day thinking about that. It's like, well, why don't you just do that going forward then? Because you're going to look back in 10 years from now and say the exact same thing. Oh, we were talking about this on Pardon My Take back in 2025. Maybe we should have bought some then instead of just talking about it. They're going to have that exact same regret then. They don't understand that right now. But in 10 years from now, it might even be more than the last 10 years here, based on who's still to come and how much money's flowing into Bitcoin right now.
Dude, there's a guy who recently, I think it was a few days ago, sold all his Bitcoin that he bought. He bought $54,000 of Bitcoin in 2011. What do you think it sold for?
1.2 billion.
9.6 billion.
Jesus. Why did he just sell now?
I don't know. He better be buying a team.
Yeah. Can you imagine not?
Why did he just sell now? Why would he sell now? Why would you sell all that? Why do you need $9.6 billion of fiat? What are you going to do with that? What can you do with that? Hold on to that Bitcoin. Hopefully he didn't sell it. I think that's maybe what it's worth. But like that's the whole disconnect here is these guys think that it happened in the last 10 years, but it's not going to happen for the next 500 years. They don't understand the fiat and the Bitcoin here. This guy's talking about Doge could replace Bitcoin. Like, I mean, look at him. I'm not going to trash him here because I'm sitting in my house with a hat on as well. I don't have a jersey or sunglasses on, but that's the whole disconnect here is they think that they missed it. And they're still not putting that together in their head that, hey, maybe this thing still has a very long way to go. Maybe everybody's just showing up to the party now and this thing's just about to get exciting. Maybe that 9.6 billion is going to be worth 9 trillion in 20 years from now. That's the whole disconnect. And that's why people are so hesitant to get into Bitcoin because they think that they missed it. Even they admit that, and they're still not taking action or doing anything about it. They're just talking about it.
Selling once you hit $1 billion?
It's crazy. And also, why would you sell all of it?
I'd probably sell when it was like 100,000.
Why wouldn't you sell like half of it and keep half of it?
Yeah,
he probably did. He probably has more. But that's
when we
missed the boat. We missed the boat, boys. We screwed the pooch on the Bitcoin thing.
Not Hank. Hank's fucking swimming in it.
Yeah, but imagine if you could just go back in 2010 and just be like, hey, do you have like $1,000 laying around because in 15 years it's going to be 100 million.
That's the whole thing here. I'm glad they ended with that because that's the disconnect here with everybody. Is that they don't have the vision. They don't see what's coming here because they don't understand what this asset is. They don't understand how powerful it is. They don't understand how much capital is flowing into this asset right now. They don't understand that nobody can stop this. They don't understand that no matter how many people want to buy this, how many countries, companies, people, AI, how many people want to get Bitcoin, they can't make more of it. And as the demand increases, but the supply does not change, that means that the price of this thing is going to go up forever. That's the whole disconnect. So they're saying, thinking back 10 years, no. In 10 years, when you're looking back on this podcast that you just filmed and you were still dragging your feet and ignoring Bitcoin, you're going to be saying the same thing in 10 years from now, but probably even a different tone because it was much more adopted at this point. There was a bigger network. It was mainstream. Wall Street was here. Countries were buying this thing. They're going to have even more regrets in 10 years from now if they don't take some action here. So I think that this is just a really good representation of like the average person right now. They have these exact same conversations with their friends. They think they missed the boat, but all they need to be doing is taking some of their money that they have left over every month and putting into Bitcoin. That's it. Do that for 10, 15, 20 years. And that $1,000 that you put in tomorrow is going to be what they'd be talking about in 10 years from now on a show like Barstool Sports. So don't be these guys. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you already have some sort of an allocation to Bitcoin, but consider sending this to some of your friends who might be having these same conversations right now. Because I think that the main thing that people like that need to do today is take whatever you can afford to put into Bitcoin, sell some stuff around your house, cash out your GIC, sell your Apple stocks, take as much as you can get, put into Bitcoin today. From there, start learning about Bitcoin, start studying what this asset is, start studying why this happened and what's going to happen in the next decade. And then start buying some every month. That's it. It's really not that complicated at all. And you don't have to take self-custody of it. You can leave it on an exchange for a while. The end goal is obviously to take self-custody of it yourself, but you don't have to do that on day one. You can leave it at an exchange. You can get access through your stock account through like a Bitcoin ETF. Just get some sort of exposure to Bitcoin because we're at a point right now in 2025 where this asset could go from 100,000 to 200,000 to 1 million to 2 million. There's no ceiling on Bitcoin. That's the whole unlock here is that irregardless of how much demand there is, how many people want to buy Bitcoin, we cannot create more Bitcoin. And therefore there's no models. There's nothing to go off of. There's no historical comparatives here for Bitcoin because we've never had anything like this before. So that's what I got for you today. I wanted to talk about this on the show this morning, but we ran out of time. So I figured I'd just do a separate video. And if you're new to Bitcoin, if you're trying to learn more about Bitcoin, consider showing up every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on this channel. And we do a live stream. We take questions. It's an interactive live chat and we just learn. We grow our conviction and we figure out why this asset's doing what it is doing, and what's going to happen here in the coming decades. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.